Yo everybody, and welcome to another Ultimate Kingdom tournament match. And this is the second semi-final. I just uploaded last week the previous first semi-final. And today FrozenEarth will be playing against LordDracqi. And well, the decks are on the screen as well. An Ironclad versus a Winter Pack deck. And looking at both of those decks, they are looking pretty strong. Like Collector Mirtz is representing the Ironclad one, and Lady Rhyme is representing the Winter Pact one. And both have structures, both have nice units as well. And well, let's not discuss too much about it. We have gone over the rules in the previous video, so I think we should just enjoy the match and see how it is going. They start off with a nice handshake, like all pro adults players, zoomers and boomers do. Well, Yowling Weaver's in the hand. It is a tricky one, but because as we see LordDracqi's deck, there aren't that many dragons. Basically, there's like Yowling Weavers. I think it's the only dragon he has in his deck, so it's very much a liability. So he starts with Brothers in Arms and cycles out Yowling Weavers, because Yowling Weavers is a very tricky one if you don't have any dragon synergy with it. I'm not sure why he chose to have it. Maybe just for the strength. Well, Cabin Girl is a good first play. 4 mana for 5 strength on the board. Pretty strong. Might have liked it to be a bit better in the sideways, so you can use it with upgrade point, but maybe not that much needed. Siege assemblers going on, destructor bots. Everything is pretty standard for now. Just playing the cards. Now he might protect his destructor bots. So in the end it works out pretty well for him, I imagine. As you can see, he is also using Void Surgers. It is a pretty strong card if he can do the AoE damage, but otherwise it is a tricky one. I think it's a smart move to play your Frozen Core behind. I think if you can get the value rolling, then it will be amazing. Let's see if FrozenEarth can beat the Frozen Core. That's the most tricky part. Because what would he do? Westwind Sailors and Lady Rhyme to protect his Frozen Core again. I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Felflares deals only 2 damage. Dawn Sparks is too expensive. Dawn Sparks might be good, because he could get mana from the Cabin Girls who walk forward. But yeah, that's well, he's going for it. I would have definitely cycled it out, but this way he just gets Dawn Sparks value, and Dawn Sparks value is also pretty good because it's even 1 more mana you gain. It's like 4 instead of 3 with the Frozen Core, so it's definitely worth it. We got his Execution, but Execution only deals 3 damage, not enough to destroy upgrade point. As you can see, FrozenEarth is aiming to go aggressive. Not sure, it might be a turnaround game at this point, where LordDracqi can play enough cards to get the board control. Like upgrade point is doing nothing for FrozenEarth. Like, and he has some constructs, right? Green Prototypes, Destructor Bots, Linked Golems, Infinite Loopers, and Delegators. This is a tricky one. He goes all in. Doesn't care about the 1 damage he receives from Mirtz. And as you can see, there's like no counter for Lady Rhyme at the moment. So I think FrozenEarth will just go aggressive. This is a good way to go aggressive. There's no easy way to deal with this. Yeah. A blank Link Golem doesn't do much. but it gets buffed by upgrade point, right? Because I think it's surrounding now also on level 1. I think at this point you don't want to proc the Embers of Chaos. You just get the 1 damage, and then the turn afterwards you try to deal with it. I don't think this is smart. I think he should play a bit more defensive on his own baseline, like 1 in front, because you don't want FrozenEarth to place more units on your baseline. You want to keep Westwind Sailors and maybe Execution to deal, or at least reduce the damage you get. And he has already 19 strength on the board. So 19 or 24, I'm not sure if it really matters. He gets Yowling Weavers again. For example, if his Cabin Girls was spawned right here or right there, he could only have placed 1 more unit, and now you can just basically fill up the whole baseline. And as well protect this 6 damage going forward. It's a super tricky play to do it like this. I'm not a big fan of it. I think he just goes all in, because he's never gonna beat Lady Rhyme with 15 strength. Yeah, what do you want to do right now? Oh, he's lucky he has Execution, so he can play Execution on the Rodents. And then start chopping down the Embers of Chaos token with Westwind Sailors. That reduces something. You want, yeah. You cannot deal with the upgrade point at this point. Or maybe you want to. But then you should use Yowling Weavers and green prototypes. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Dueling with this one doesn't matter at all. If this kills Lady Rhyme, then it will be hilarious. Well, you got the lucky hit. But it reduces the upgrade point buffs like 2 strength. But yeah, as you can see, he has terrific Slayers in hand. And Overchargers. It's a 5 clean. Just barely enough. LordDracqi survives. Just barely with 1 strength, but he had the advantage. He just couldn't do enough. Too bad. FrozenEarth couldn't cycle in Terrific Slayers and finish his aggression. But it was a nice call of LordDracqi to go very aggressive. So this is the first match. Let's update the scores. It is now 1-0. And let's go to the second match immediately. Oh, both handshaking. Void Surges get cycled out. Oh, this is a horrible start. Basically, you spend 1 front line for 0. That isn't something to be very happy about. Infinite Loopers, on the other hand, it's an amazing start. Utilizes all the 4 mana you have with 4 strength. It's pretty sweet. And now he's just gonna place it in the corner, so Frozen Core can be played behind it. And from that point forward, he will start his mana gain and hopefully overroll him again. I think at least that's the plan. I think that's a solid plan. Well, the only better play for FrozenEarth was, I guess, Collector Mirts. But Finish Loopers is definitely a second. Or Cabin Girls. Well, he's not gonna go very aggressive, because he sees that Ember of Chaos is in the house. Yeah, do you want to go with Frozen Core, get extra mana? But if he can cycle into something strong like Lady Rhyme, he just cycles Void Surgers, so that's not gonna help him anymore. Oh my god, 10% battery. Will he finish the match before it's all over? Oh, this is actually pretty good for him. For LordDracqi. Because his green prototypes couldn't walk forward. But his mana gain is destroyed, so it's basically 5 mana for 4 strength. Definitely isn't good. So what are you gonna do right now? Most likely Fell Flares and Westwind Sailors. Lady Rhyme is less mana. Then you just chop down the dragons for 2. Of this here's green prototypes. It's really bad. And it hits green prototypes, even buffs the wrong one because he wants his Frost Hexers to be buffed. So I would imagine it would have been better to spend or play Fell Flares in the bottom left corner maybe. Also makes the construct that is protected here only 1 strength. And Westwind Sailors I think was a good one. It immediately reduces 2 strength. At this point forward it's gonna be very tough. Especially play with this, maybe upgrade point. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You need to destroy everything. And even only the left one is enough because it gets buffed to 5. I think you want to do that, but it does not really matter much because you're dead. Okay, this will oh, not yet. It's 4 strength for Yowling Weavers. But look at this, another 5 strength on the board presence. I think FrozenEarth needs to continue his attack from this point forward. He's only threatened by 6 strength Cabin Gulls. And it takes still another turn before it hits. To do. Well, Void Surge is pretty sweet, but I don't think it's enough. Because Void Surges will kill at least these ones and this one and this a little bit. But the Embers of Chaos can respawn on its own spot. As you can see right now, he will show it, I think. Just show it, dude. But then these cannot be killed again. And this whole base is locked. For the brothers. Shot turn. Sweet. So FrozenEarth takes the game. Nice. Well played for him. So it's gonna be a best of 5 again. Let's see who is gonna win this one. To go to the match point. FrozenEarth hits his Collective Mirage now very early. Our Ember of Chaos has done strong things for him. And LordDracqi, I guess, wants to play his Frozen Core again. Doesn't have it in hand. Does have Lady Rhyme, but Lady Rhyme is more of an endgame card. But with Cabin Gulls he can counter basically the cards coming at his base. I think that makes sense, also on the mana curve. Just play it right here, I imagine. Soak it up. FrozenEarth doesn't have anything to... doesn't have anything like Void Surgers. If you're not protecting, then what are you doing, right? This is better. This is 4, 5. Still 5 mana. But now he cannot spend his 5 mana right now. In my opinion, it's always better to spend the highest cost cards first. Especially in the early turns of the match. But I think Cabin Gulls would have been better. Yeah, Yowling Weavers, not sure. Does he ever want to play Yowling Weavers? Frozen Core would have been nice, by the way, because he could spend it right here or right there to protect it for the next turn. But it will be very tricky. Because he will face maybe Embers of Chaos again. He's still not protecting. Maybe he's trying to place it right here so Embers of Chaos cannot run on his baseline. He cannot pressure his opponent enough. And maybe FrozenEarth will just continue on with the Rampage. Well, you will just start defending a little bit. You might argue that he should just continue on. Especially with this one in play. Like basically this construct needs to be destroyed. You could go for Brother in Arms. Oh no, it's 4 mana execution. Well, Brother in Arms, Yowling Weavers might do the trick, because then the token cannot be spawned. But if it it's just such a penalty, because it destroys something you have on the board. On average like 2.5 strength. Oh, it was green prototypes. Sorry, my bad. Well, it is essential that the buff doesn't get triggered. But still, Embers of Chaos open. Dealing already 2 strength. Will he start protecting his base a little bit? Nope. Goes all in. So there's already 8 strength on the board. If he got lucky, he could get overcharges and terrific slayers to deal the remaining 2 damage. Yeah, Void Surge is not doing much at the moment. This might be the most mana efficient. But still, upgrade point gets 2 off. So it will trigger, it will kill Lady Rhyme. And he receives 2 damage now. Now it's an interesting decision. If he FrozenEarth have a lot of movers, he will most likely just put everything on his baseline. In a way that FrozenEarth cannot deal with it. Most likely he will play around Void Surges now because he actually saw it being played just now. So he won't play anything right here. This is a very strong play. But not sure if this is a correct one, because he can play Execution right here. And then the token cannot get spawned. Then he can play green prototypes. Then he can play the Westwind Sailors. That deals with a lot. Does Void Surges also work on structures? If so, that will be genius. That's how much I've been playing Void Surges. Well, this is pretty sweet. But is it enough? Because this will become 5 strength. FrozenEarth is still safe. He knows that LordDracqi doesn't have anything to run inside his base. So like a Half Guards or anything. Not sure about this play. This might be a comeback turn. The upgrade point gets destroyed. You can use Siege Breakers to destroy this one. Green prototypes. He also protects his base from a simple Embers of Chaos. You can even do an execution on the construct. The FrozenEarth base front line is just in front of his own base. Start to look good for LordDracqi. But remember that FrozenEarth will get his tokens from Mirtz anytime soon. right? Because he played it in Mirts already, I think early game. If not this match, then most likely his next round. But he's losing a lot of pressure now. And you have to be careful. Oh, this is I think a wrong move. You definitely want to deny the front as much as possible. Because late rhyme is such a dangerous thing. We just play this overcharged, so Terrific Slayers won't kill him. But yeah, he just sadly cannot move quick enough. So he needs to start defending it. I'll play it right here. Got a token extra. Can put Cabin Gulls here. Fell Flares. Yeah, I think this is a waste. Wouldn't matter if this just wasted one strength. And I think this one would have been fine. Just get this guy walking, plays Lady Rhyme. Oh, now he has 2 more units. So FrozenEarth needs to look if he can destroy Cabin Gulls, put some pressure on his opponent's base. Otherwise he needs to start defending. Deal 2 more damage and put an Ember of Chaos in, then it will be very annoying. Most likely we're gonna see cycle Frozen Core and then play Yowling Weavers and Lady Rhyme. Those can deal with it. Preferably he wants to have his green prototypes or Westwind Sailors. Yeah, Void Surges isn't the thing you are looking for. And it's gonna be scary. Because if the tokens spawn right here, it will be certain death. Might go for Siege Breakers. Or just put a big Radio Rhyme on your opponent's base. Enough though, it's only 7. Yeah, I think this is not the correct play, right? Yeah, most likely Terrific Slayers will do the trick. Because if in this case, placing Siege Breakers here wouldn't do much. Except if it was standing right there. Yeah, it's a hard decision. Maybe I would have also gone all in with Lady Rhyme. Just hope on a bad draw. Alright. 2-1 for FrozenEarth. Can he seal the deal with this last match? Or is LordDracqi coming up with the 2-2 and then we have a deciding match? Well, Void Surges will definitely be out. Yowling Weavers. I think you just want to play Yowling Weavers just in front of a Cabin Gulls or something. Then it's pretty good. 3 strength for 4. FrozenEarth tactically just plays his Cabin Gulls in front of this one. So even Yowling Weavers cannot get any value out of him. So most likely this will be an execution turn. Because Yowling Weavers don't make much sense. Fell Flare is only 2, and this is basically 3, right? It's the most expensive card in his hand. So that will also help him a little bit. Let's also play Texas Frozen Core next turn. This also denies him a little bit of front. I think you want to be very aggressive against FrozenEarth. Would maybe be good for LordDracqi if he plays Mirts first. Because then Frozen Core is safe. And then Frozen Core can gain a lot of strength. Gain a lot of mana, which gives him a lot of strength on the board. And then maybe overwhelm FrozenEarth before the tokens start. I think this is the only play. Play Frozen Core. It will survive one hit. Yeah, Embers of Chaos are coming. Whatever you do. Well, maybe not this turn. This will block it completely. And Embers of Chaos is 4 mana, so he needs to have Destructibots or green prototypes. As he just played green prototypes, it's only Destructibots. But it would still be sufficient. Would play into Void Surgers, but that's a card that LordDracqi cycles out. He just lets these Yowling Weavers live for a rainy day. You can put something in front, like a green prototypes or something. And then anything he plays, like a big Lady Rhyme, will just get disintegrated. I'm not gonna play Frozen Core anymore. Brothers in Arms is also a pity because it doesn't spawn the 1 strength token behind. So I think he hopes for another good 3-cost card. He might play Brothers in Arms right here, Fel Flares in front of Delicators. Well, now this is the best card, I guess. Ooh, he's gonna for... he plays something right here, tries to go for the kill, leaves his Frozen Core alive. I think that's the mindset he is. It is completely all in. Yeah, I think this is a smart move of FrozenEarth. Don't overplay it. Go for the value. And he still doesn't have a 2-cost card. Yeah, Dunsparks doesn't help much. So he's definitely gonna take 5 damage next turn. Which is scary. With an Embers of Chaos maybe next. Lady Rhyme isn't strong enough. It's only 7. Well, you can obviously kill this one. If you don't have a 2-cost, maybe it's better than a Void Surgers. Void Surgers is like 2 plus 2, that's only 6. But now his whole front is just open. Yeah, there's Embers. I think this is a misplay. Or not. I think Veneduper should have been played here, and Embers of Chaos there. Like green proto... yeah, I'm not sure. Green prototypes, Void Surgers. Now it's just so awkward. He might even just throw Fel Flares right there. Hopes it hits this fella, and then a Void Surges it. You're gonna take damage off Embers of Chaos anytime. Anyway. It's just a matter of time. It only deals 2 damage. What is a ballsy move? Let's see if FrozenEarth gets unlucky. Cannot kill this and put more pressure on the base. He's hoping he just does something like play here, play something right there. He wasn't hoping at Delegators. He was more hoping for a Link Golem or anything. So now he needs to swipe out Siege Breakers. Yeah, Voiders can only be... well, you can try Yowling Weavers. But then Voiders doesn't give him that much value. And on this point forward, he's just defending, right? This is the last turn of the match. Can play Void Surges right there. And then green Proto. Look at this, the pressure is on. As we can see, FrozenEarth runs Traffic Slayers and Overchargers, so dealing the less remaining damage isn't really difficult. He will just, if he even has it, he just destroys the green prototypes and stalls the game. But that's not the case. So the match is sealed and FrozenEarth goes to the finals, and sadly we see LordDracqi leave. Things happen. Very well played to both the players. Think it's FrozenEarth deck is just too aggressive. Right, the score is updated as well. And this is it. This is the final semi-finals we will see. And the upcoming finals will come soon. I hope I will upload it next week. If I remember correctly, it's a best of 7. So it's gonna be a bit longer of a video. So I hope you guys will enjoy it, and hopefully those matches will be awesome. Just like we have seen LordDracqi and FrozenEarth match. So that's pretty sweet. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked the commentary. It's just a bit new for me, so I'm always trying to experiment a little bit on how to do it. But I enjoy watching these VODs. So why not just cast them while also watching them as well. Gives me a lot of insights on how people build their equal decks. And it's also a good reference for anybody who is trying to participate in upcoming tournaments on how a deck should look like, because, well, these guys made it to the semi-finals, so they've beaten a lot of different decks. So LordDracqi isn't just 3-1ing against FrozenEarth, but most likely has, well, basically whooped some asses to reach this semi-final anyways. So respect for both of them. Hope to see more of them in the future and other tournaments, and hope to see you guys in the final video of this Ultimate Kingdom tournament match. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please leave a comment below. And, well, it will be awesome if you joined my YouTube channel, Discord, or Twitch, or whatever. See you guys next time.